Dear children, the topic is circular motion. An important application of circular motion is to study the motion of car on a level road and the motion of car on a banked road, that is inclined road. Here the motion of, first we want to study the motion of car on a level road. So here the diagram represents that the car is moving on a circular path. Okay, that means we will imagine that a car of mass m moving with velocity v in a circular path of radius r. So here the road is curved, however the horizontal plane of the road is straight. Okay, the car is moving on a circular level road and it takes turn like this. Understand? The car is moving on a circular path, then it takes turn. Okay, so in this case you want to find out the speed of the car. Okay, speed of the maximum speed of the car to take this circular turn. So you know that when you are driving, when you take the turn on a road, what you will do, that you will reduce the speed. Okay, when you take the turn on a circular path, then you reduce the speed. If you increase the speed, okay, if you increase your speed, then what happens here? The car will move away from this circular path. Okay, so we want to find out the maximum speed of the car to take the circular turn. So here I am drawing a free body diagram. So here it represents the car and the road is represent here. Okay, this is the road and here the car is here, and there are three forces act on this car. What are the three forces here? That is, one is the weight of the car mg acting downwards, and the second one normal reaction in the upward direction, and the third one the frictional force between the tires of the car and the road. Okay, frictional force. Then when the car is moving on a circular path, it has a acceleration and it is acting towards the center. Okay, so that acceleration is known as the centripetal acceleration. Understand? When the car moving on a circular path, it has an acceleration and it is acting towards the center, and it is known as the centripetal acceleration. So here are the forces, that is weight of the car, then normal reaction, then frictional force F. Okay, then here in the vertical direction there are two forces acting on the car. What are they? The weight of the car acting downwards and the normal reaction in the upward direction. And the third force is the frictional force, that is in the horizontal direction. So in the vertical direction, okay, so we can write in the vertical direction, what are the two forces? Normal reaction and the weight of the car. So these two forces are equal and opposite to each other. And one more thing, that the car is moving on the horizontal level road. Okay, horizontal, that means horizontally the car is moving. So in the vertical direction there is no movement, not in the upward direction, no movement in the downward direction. Okay, so what is the net force acting on this vertical direction? There is no acceleration, there is no movement. So what happens here? In the vertical direction acceleration is 0. So what is the net force acting on here? It is equal to 0. That means these two forces are equal and opposite to each other. So the net force acting in the vertical direction is 0 and acceleration is also 0. So we can write in the vertical direction the net force is 0, that is n minus mg. Both are equal and opposite to each other. Okay, so we can write n equal to mg. Okay, n equal to mg. Then you know that if the car is moving on a circular path, then it has a centripetal acceleration. So it has a centripetal force that is acting towards the center. So in this case, the centripetal force and the centripetal acceleration, from where it is coming? So it is provided by the static friction between the tires of the car and the road. Okay, so this static friction provides centripetal acceleration to the car towards the center, which helps the car to move in a circular path. Clear? Okay. So, the car to move on a, that means the car to stay on this circular level road. Okay. The car to stay on this circular level road, there is one condition is there. What is the condition? The maximum force of friction must be greater than the centripetal force. This is the condition. Okay. The car to stay on the road, the maximum force of friction must be greater than the centripetal force. Otherwise, the car move away from the circular path. Okay. So, if the car obey this condition, it can move safely on the circular path. So, we can write Fs maximum greater than equal to or equal to greater than or equal to the centripetal force mv square by r. R is the radius of the circular path and v is the velocity of the car. So, from this equation we can find out the velocity of the car, okay, on the circular level road. So, what is the Fs maximum? It is equal to mu Sn. Mu s is the coefficient of friction. So, we can write mu Sn greater than or equal to mv square by r. So, what is the n here? N equal to mg. So, we can write mu s mg greater than or equal to mv square by r. Clear? So, this m and m we can cancel. So, what is v square? V square then less than or equal to then mu s r g. So, this is the maximum speed. So, v maximum speed is equal to, okay, or less than or equal to, okay, we can write less than or equal to root of mu s r g. So, this is the maximum speed of the car to move on the circular level road. Okay, that is, it can move safely. If the speed of the car is this one, it can move safely. So, maximum speed of the car on the circular level road is equal to root of mu s r g. So, the V maximum, that is maximum speed, depends on coefficient of static friction. That means it depends on the nature of the road. It should be the tar road or the muddy road, etc. Then radius of the circular path. If r increases, then V maximum also increases. But it does not depend on the mass of the car. Okay, the maximum speed of the car does not depend on the mass of the car. Okay, so if the car exceeds this maximum speed, it will skid and go off the road. Okay, so because this is the maximum available, that means because the maximum available friction is insufficient to provide the necessary centripetal force. Okay, so the maximum speed depends on the coefficient of friction and radius of the circular path. Okay, motion of a car on a banked road. This is the second application of circular motion. So, when the car moves on a circular path, there should produces a large amount of friction. So, this friction between the tires and the road produces considerable wear and tear of the tires. To avoid this, the road is curved. Okay, the road is banked. That is, we are giving a proper inclination to the road, that is sloping upwards towards the outer circumference. So, when we bank the road like this, we can reduce the wearing out of tires, because the horizontal component of the normal reaction provides the necessary centripetal force. Okay. So, what is banked road or what is banking of curved road? The system of raising the outer edge of a curved road above its inner edge. Okay, that is, the outer edge is raised than the inner edge, isn't it? that is like this, that is the outer edge is raised than the inner edge. Okay, the outer edge of the rod is raised than the inner edge. So this is known as the banking of curved rod. And the angle through which, okay, angle through which the outer edge of the rod is raised. Okay, so here the outer edge of the rod is raised from the horizontal level than the inner edge. This is the banking of rod. So the angle through which the outer edge of the curved rod is raised above the inner edge, that is known as the angle of banking. Clear? And here one diagrammatic representation and the forces acting on the car. Okay, here the forces acting on the car is representing, and also a free body diagram is also there. And here also when the car is moving, there should be a centripetal acceleration and centripetal force is there. And what are the forces acting on the car? So we can see this free body diagram. So the forces acting on the car, that is the weight mg acting vertically downwards, and the normal reaction n of the rod acting at an angle theta with the vertical. Okay, theta with the vertical. Then force of friction. Okay, force of friction acting downwards along the inclined plane. So here the force of friction that is acting along the inclined plane. So once again, what are the forces? The forces acting on the vehicle are weight mg acting vertically downwards, then normal reaction n of the rod, then force of friction acting downwards along the inclined plane. So here in this figure the weight mg that is acting vertically, and the normal reaction, that is it is acting at an angle theta with the vertical, not like this. Okay, so in the first case, that is in the circular level rod, we studied that mg acting downward and just opposite the n. Here because of the banking, the normal reaction is making at an angle theta with this vertical. Understand? So this normal reaction can be splits up into two components. You studied in the motion in a plane. What are the two components? N cos theta and n sin theta. The component which is near to the n, that is the cos component, and the far away from it is the sin component. Okay. Similarly, the force of friction F splits up into two components, that is F cos theta and F sin theta. That is, F makes an angle theta with the horizontal component and the vertical component. Okay, so it splits up into F cos theta and F sin theta. So here the rod is banking, that is it is inclined at an angle theta. So this N and F makes an angle theta. Okay, with the horizontal direction and the vertical direction. So N splits up into N cos theta and N sin theta. F splits up into F cos theta and F sin theta. Now we want to derive the maximum speed of the vehicle on the banked road, same as in the circular level road. Okay, so like the circular level road, what are the two forces acting in the vertical direction? So here also in the vertical direction there is no movement, so the external force is 0. So here the n cos theta in the upward direction and F sin theta plus mg is in the downward direction. Okay, so in the circular level road we written that n equal to mg. In the same way, what we can write here, that is n cos theta equal to mg plus F sin theta. Clear? N cos theta in the upward direction and in the downward direction F sin theta and mg. So these two are equal and opposite to each other. So we can write, because we studied in the circular level road how it is taken. So we can directly write, that is n cos theta equal to, what is the total force acting downward? That is mg plus F sin theta. Clear? We can take it as equation number 1. Then here the centripetal force is provided by the components of n and f. Okay, so we can write n sin theta plus F cos theta equal to the centripetal force mv square by r. So we can write n sin theta. Okay, n sin theta plus F cos theta equal to mv square by r. So, the centripetal force is provided by the components of N and F, equation number 2. Okay. So, you know that F equal to mu Sn. Okay. That is from the law of static friction, you know that F is less than or equal to mu Sn. So, we can substitute this value in the first equation. Okay. So, the first equation and in the second equation we can substitute the value of F. So, we can write n cos theta equal to mg plus mu Sn sin theta. That is taken as equation number 3. Similarly, this equation, second equation also we can write n sin theta plus mu Sn cos theta equal to mv square by r. That is equation number 4. Clear? Then from the third equation you want to find out the maximum speed of the car on the banked road, that is v. So from the third equation we can write n cos theta minus mu Sn sin theta equal to mg. From this equation we want to find out the value of n. In the circular level road you find out that n equal to mg. Okay. Similarly, we can take the n outside, cos theta minus mu s sin theta equal to mg. So, we can write n equal to mg divided by cos theta minus mu s sin theta. Understand? This is the value of n. Then we can substitute this value of n in equation number 4 because there the term velocity is there. So, equation 4 implies, what is the equation 4? N sin theta. Okay, so we can substitute the n there. Otherwise, we can write once again, we can take the n outside. Okay, n into sin theta plus mu s cos theta equal to mv square by r. Then we can substitute the value of n. What is the n? mg, okay, divided by cos theta minus mu s sin theta. Then what is the numerator? Sin theta plus mu s cos theta. That is equal to mv square by r. Then we can cancel this m and m. Then to get the value of v, we should divide numerator and denominator by cos theta. So what is the numerator here? Sin theta. Okay, so we can write g into, okay, g into sin theta by cos theta, that is tan theta, plus cos theta by mu s cos theta by cos theta, that is mu s, divided by, here cos theta by cos theta, that is 1 minus mu s sin theta by cos theta, that is tan theta, equal to mv square by r. Okay, so we can write v square equal to cross multiplication rg tan theta, that is we can write tan theta plus mu s divided by 1 minus mu s tan theta. Okay, so what is v here? That is v maximum equal to root of, otherwise we can write rg into mu s plus tan theta divided by 1 minus mu s tan theta the whole raised to 1 by 2, that is root of. Okay, so this is the maximum speed of the car on the banked road. V maximum equal to rg into mu s plus tan theta by 1 minus mu s tan theta the whole raised to 1 by 2, or root of rg into mu s plus tan theta by 1 minus mu s tan theta. So here also the maximum speed of the banked road does not depends on the mass of the vehicle. It depends on the radius of the circular path, then coefficient of friction, then angle of banking. Okay, angle of banking increases, then the maximum speed also increases, then radius increases, then the maximum speed also increases. Okay, so this is the maximum safe speed of the car on the banked road. Okay, so when you are comparing with this with the level road, speed of the level road, this maximum speed on the banked road is greater than that of the level road. Okay, and some cases are there. First one, that is the when there is no friction. Okay, that is when friction is absent. Okay, when friction is absent, that is when there is no friction, then what is the value of mu s? Mu s equal to 0. When there is no friction, then mu s equal to 0. So what is the safe limit of the car? What is the safe limit of the maximum speed? That is V maximum equal to this mu s 0. So here also mu s 0. Then what is the value? That is root of Rg tan theta. So this is the maximum speed of the car when there is no friction, that is mu s equal to 0, then V maximum equal to root of Rg tan theta. Okay, so from this equation we can find out the angle of banking also. Okay, angle of banking theta. Okay, angle of banking is noted as theta. So from this equation we can find out, that is we can square this equation, that is V square equal to Rg tan theta, isn't it? So tan theta equal to V square by Rg. Therefore angle of banking theta equal to tan inverse of, okay, V square by Rg. So this is the angle of banking when friction is absent. So at this angle there is minimum wear and tear of the tires. Clear?